Hi guys, this is Ray, and this is my last video for the day. I know I got 3 videos out today in the same getup, and I look lovely. But this one was something to do, like a negative part of my experience so far, but I really just want to share it. I mean, this may not happen to everybody. It has nothing to do with it's not negative towards the system I'm going through or the program that I'm going through. This has to do with my doctor's office. So, I am doing, okay, let me start. Okay. I have chose to do the 6-month diet program under supervision through the St. Alexia's New Start program in St. Louis. They told me that I could choose to either do it through them or through my doctor's office. They did tell me that they suggest to go through them because it's easier to have it sent off through the insurance. She really didn't go into detail on why that, but I said, of course. I will drive to St. Louis. It's a little over an hour where I have to go. It takes about an hour and 10, 15 minutes to get there, depending on traffic. Once a month, I will do that. And I have to pay $10 more because I have to pay a specialist fee instead of just a regular doctor's office fee. So to me, it's worth it if it's easier with the insurance. So they gave me my list for my sleep. I have to get a sleep study, and she said you can choose to have that through. I'm sorry, trying to get my paperwork. I can choose to have them do it through their office, the New Start office, or my doctor's office. Well, I said I'll just go ahead and do it through my doctor's office because it's closer to home. So that's one less trip, And they said that it didn't matter where I got that done at. So I was going to do that and do my psych evaluation because I have to get a referral for that as well. So I called my doctor's office yesterday, which was Wednesday, the day after my, I called them. I did call them Tuesday. I called them late in the evening. They didn't get back to me until it was Wednesday. And they got back to me today. That's right. Oh my gosh, my mind. So I called them Wednesday. I told them that I told them, because it was the receptionist I talked to, I said that I was going through the gastric bypass surgery steps, and then I needed a referral for a sleep study and a referral for a psych evaluation. And she said, okay, I will get back to you. And that was just the receptionist. They called me today. I work night shift, so I was sleeping. They called me this morning, so I didn't get to it until this afternoon. I woke up and I called. The message on there was kind of like, basically, the voice message she left was, I don't know why that the program didn't tell you that you have to go through a 6-month diet plan. Sorry, my dogs are playing. Under supervision under my regular doctor's office. And she just went on saying, I don't know why they didn't tell you that. We'll discuss your sleep study and your psych evaluation when you make that appointment. If you have any questions, call me. So I called her back because I'm like, no, I'm doing the 6-month under their supervision, the program supervision. And I called her back and it was the nurse. It wasn't the receptionist, it was the nurse. And I explained, because she was surprised that I called her. Because I said, hey, this is such and such. And I said, and she was like, okay. Like, she was surprised that I called. She asked said if I had any questions. And I told her, I said, I'm under supervision, a 6-month supervision through the New Start program. And she said, you can't do that. And I'm like, well, they said I could. And she said, well, because this is where my doctor's office is where they send their patients. Most of them go to this New Start program. And she said, well, out of all the patients we've sent them, not one has ever went through them. And I can just tell you that right now. Like, basically, I didn't know what I was talking about, and they didn't know what they were talking about. And maybe they just chose because they didn't want to drive that far once a month. I don't know. So I was like, okay. And she's like, well, who's your advocate? And I told him, and she's like, well, on your next appointment, you need to have them call us so we can get this matter straightened out. And I'm like, okay. She was just very rude, which I'm a new patient there. I've only been there a couple times, and I love my doctor. My doctor is amazing, my regular doctor. But I've always really, she's the only nurse there, and she's just don't really have any really good bedside manner at all. So I said, okay. So I moved on to the sleep study, and she goes, why do you need a sleep study? I said, that's it said on the paper that it's medically necessary. And they straight up told me with the sleep study, they said if I have sleep apnea, it's very common in obese patients, that if I have sleep apnea, I'll need a CPAP machine on when I have my surgery. It's dangerous. And I'm like, I just don't understand. My insurance is paying for this stuff. I don't understand why they can't get me a referral. I don't know why she's having so many problems with this. I don't know, issues with this stuff. And when I got my referral for for the surgery, that's a whole nother thing I had to deal with her. It wasn't my doctor. It was her that just said that whatever. It's not really none of your business, I guess. But, and then I said, what about the psych evaluation? The psych evaluation. She goes, well, they probably didn't give you a list. They were supposed to. I said, they did give me a list of it was probably like 10 people on there. And she said, well, only a few. She's like, you can go ahead and make that appointment, and then they'll get back with us, or you tell us where you're going, and we'll send the referral off, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay. And she goes, they know the list. They know this list because they've worked with New Start. This is who they work through. They know the list that the New Start program gave me for the referral doctors for the psych eval. And she said, well, there's only a few on there that will take your insurance. And I said, well, can you tell me which ones they are so I can call them? And she goes, you just call down the list and you'll find out. And then I was like, okay. And then I just hung up, and I was like, I got off the phone and I wanted to cry because I'm just like, why is she being so nasty? And why it's like she's standing in my way to get the stuff done. Oh, and she did mention too that she didn't understand why I was trying to get all this stuff done, that it's a 6-month process, that I had plenty of time. And I said, I wanted to get this done and out of the way. For one, the psych evaluation has to be done by my 3-month visit. And they told me that I needed to be on that because it can take a minute to get in there, into the office. And then I just wanted everything done out of the way, and then all I had to focus on was the 6-month diet. And I just was like, what does it matter when I want to get this done? It was just insane to me. So I got off the phone, I just wanted to cry, and I just said, you know what, let me call my advocate. Well, my advocate didn't answer her phone. Well, there's another number, it's more advocates, but they're always around their phone to answer any questions. So I talked to a woman that I've talked to before. She's the one that took all my information in the beginning. And I explained to her how she reacted about the 6-month program. You could just tell in her voice that she became very upset and furious. It was upset for me. And she said, because I said that they wanted to contact to resolve the issue. She says, oh, and I will contact to resolve the issue. And she said, straight up said with a stern voice, she's like, and she wasn't yelling at me. She was just upset the way this nurse reacted to this. She said, the reason she's like, you can go either there. We don't force patients to go through us. She said, the reason we strongly suggest for us to go, or for us patients to go through them, is because we see a nutritionist. And she said, our nutritionists are trained to educate you and to know, basically, to help you learn how to eat better. And she said, they know what the insurance will accept and what they won't accept. And she said that if you would have went into your doctor and went on a 6-month supervised diet, she would have gave you a list and basically said, stay under these calories, do this, do this, do this, and not set no goals, just basically, here, do this for 6 months. And then go in once a month or whatever. And she said that there's no nutritionist there. Like, they just throw it all at you at once. And she said that there's no education. And she said that they've had patients that had to go longer because the 6 months wasn't good enough, as in the diet plan and the everything. It just wasn't good. And they said, no, the first few months, this isn't right, basically. That's why they told me it's easier with insurance, because they know what they're doing, and they want you to see a nutritionist. They want you to be prepared to not fail. That's the whole, it's, I don't know. So she said she would call and take care of it. And so I asked her, I said, is there any way that I can do everything through you guys? Get my referral for a sleep study, which I already knew I could do that because they asked me if I wanted to, and I just said, I'll just do it at home since it's closer. So I didn't have to stay all night in St. Louis. But so they're going to go ahead and do that. They got that paperwork. She said, we'll call you and let you know what your appointment and where everything is going to be at and time and everything. And then she's going to go ahead, and she gave me 2. And then I told her about the insurance. She said, every doctor on that list takes your insurance. And I was so mad, like so furious that she said only a few and then wanted me to go through all of these. She told me the 2 best ones that they like, that get you in the quickest and get your evaluation sent to them the quickest. So I will be calling one of them, the closest one to me, first tomorrow. I called them today and I left a message, and I think they got back with me, but it was too late when I got my message. So I'll be calling them back tomorrow to make that appointment for that evaluation. And then they said that they will send the information to them and they'll get the referral sent. So I'm just like, and then I was like, this doesn't have to be as hard as what that nurse at my doctor's office was making it to be. And it just frustrated me so much. And the advocate told me, she says, I don't understand why they're so frustrated about it, because usually they don't want to deal with that. They're like grateful they don't have to deal with that every month. So it's like, whatever. So that was my experience today. So it was a little bit of a rant, just like, but I wanted to share everything, with everybody. So hopefully there's no more bad experiences, because I don't have to deal with my doctor's office anymore, as in with this situation. I go there for my yearly visit, but I've already had my yearly visit this year, so I don't have to go back as of right now for a while. So yeah, everything else will be done through the New Start program. I'm glad, because I don't want to deal with trying to fight to get referrals to get everything taken care of. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!